Alright, Shalom Mesharala. Before we go into this lesson, we give all honor, all glory, and all praises be to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakwadash. We give double honor to the apostles and prophets and elders of Jabez Camp, but the last great millstone for the being 100% true to them and currently edified under. Shalom to the elect, the tabernacle of David, and I'm Roberto Zaria coming through this lesson. Now, you have a Jake here that is so stiff-necked in his ways, he doesn't see that what he's doing is incorrect. And one of the reasons for it, because of the teachings of Christianity, where they say that you don't have to worry about the law anymore, you can eat whatever you want, and then they try to bring up Timothy chapter 4 and verses 1 to 4. Then they proceed to bring up Acts 10. Here it is, Acts 10 and verses 26, I believe, to 28. And then they try to bring up Mark 7 and verses 10 to 15. When these precepts that I call are directly speaking about something different, yet they try to mix it to what their agenda is. When example, Cornelius, Peter had a vision or a dream identifying who Cornelius really is, and it was said not to call his men his people common or unclean. Yet, roughly paraphrasing, roughly break, of course. Yet they say, again, you see, they see. Yet they say, and that's a precept concerning. You don't have to worry about these unclean things. You could consume it now. The Bible doesn't say these things. Come on. The Bible did not say that. And the reason why I call these three main precepts, because I like to go into these three main precepts. So let me see what something has become read on already enough times. So let's see, we go on something new now. Go on something new. Let's go into this lesson. Because this is horrific to see, boy. A jay crying over swine's flesh, swine's intestines. It mentioned here, when your wife throw away 4 buckets of chitterlings and you spent 8 hours cleaning them.
But you know how much I pay for them chitterlings. I don't care. And look at her, she don't even care. She don't just. You know how much I pay for them chitterlings, y'all? I had about 4 buckets of chitterlings, y'all.
Is she wrong? No. Should she care? Really and truly? No. This is what we're talking about. You have a whole cross on your chest talking about my chitlins. This is what Christianity have done to our people. Yet they still refuse to take accountability and responsibility for it. Many pastors and preachers that preach these things, y'all have plenty blood on all your hands, eh? And when your Yahweh shall come, do play that you're going to be receiving mercy. You're not going to be receiving mercy from him. You're not going to be receiving mercy from him.
And I stayed up all night.
He wants them chitlins for himself. You eat them.
I don't think why you. But look, I cook some food the night, and I can't even cook me no chitlins.
Boo-boo don't stink.
Man, I just.
Chitlins stink. They got boo-boo in them all over everywhere.
No, they don't. Not.
No, he said no, they don't. Let's go into some information right here. All right. Again, Shalom Yasharala. Before we go into this lesson, we give all honor, all glory, and all praises be to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakwadash. We give double honor to the apostles and prophets and elders of Jabez Camp, but on our script millstone for the being 100% truth that I've been currently edified under. Shalom to the elect, tabernacle of David, and I'm Roberto Zaria coming to this lesson. Now, let's go into it. Chitterlings, as mentioned here. What is chitterlings? As you see the question, right? Chitterlings, often called chitlins, are the small intestines of a pig that are cleaned and cooked as food. What was he doing with the pig intestines, the chitterlings? Cleaning them. You have to be crazy Because, example, there's a pig farm in Erin, that's in Trinidad, and as you pass by that farm, before you even enter into the area, it stinks horribly. This is how nasty and diabolical it stinks. It reeks. I'm sure Abanak and a few brothers who live in that area could account for that. It is horrible that as you enter into the village of Erin, it slaps your nostrils, bro. Yet we have a Jake in his house cleaning the pig intestines, which is full of shit, like his wife has been saying and other things. And he thinks that he is correct with what he is doing, and she is wrong for throwing it away. By Jake, boy. It's always Jake. As scripture said, that scripture said, woe unto them that verse 20, and why it's skipped. Woe unto them that call evil good, and good evil, that put darkness for light, and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet, and sweet for bitter. Because these things, like chitterlings, goes against the very law and nature of Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai. And I can prove it. Let's go into the laws. The laws are given for a reason, to keep us away from these wickedness, keep us from being abominable. Which, of course, this could make you, it will make you unclean and abominable. Well, Leviticus 7 and 11 verse 7 to like it says, the swine, though he divided the hoof and be cloven-footed, yet he chewed not the cud, he is unclean to you. It says, of their flesh shall ye not eat, and their carcasses shall ye not touch. They are unclean to you. These shall ye eat these shall ye eat that are in the water. So we're dealing with literally with this particular part, with the swine. Let's get another precept again, twice mentioned. The swine, because he divided the hoof, yet chewed not the cud, it is unclean to you. It says, ye shall not eat of their flesh, nor touch their dead carcasses, as mentioned. And one of the reasons, I still like to bear in mind, because we did a lesson where a guy was eating swine only meat. As part of his diet, swine only. He's doing the meat diet that was doing. He's doing swine only, pig, and he started to get sick to the point where he could barely move. When they did an exam on him, a scan over the cases they call it on him, they found literally an infestation in his entire body of parasites and parasites' egg. You can look this up on TikTok as well, and on YouTube, and in your Googles, and in ChatGPT if you need to. It's there. How about Shemeshai knows why he tells us to stay away from it. It is not for us. The amount of parasites, people doesn't even realize that pigs have parasites on their skins, and it's filled in your body for a reason. And these parasites cannot die just like that. And even if they are unalive, they are able to reproduce immediately after. There's a video shown where somebody burned swine's flesh to about 1,000 or 2,000 degrees over the cases, and there were still parasites that were living in that burned meat. That should show you the level as to how much and how hard it is to get rid of them from the swine. So if that enters your body, is it going to be easy to get rid of from you? That's the question. No. How Hashem shall have his reasons as to why, and we should follow, because as far as we know, he's looking out for us, right? Let's keep going. Remember, he separated us from these things because, as he says, straight out of his mouth, it says, right. It says, for I am Yahweh, your power, ye shall therefore sanctify yourselves, and ye shall be holy, for I am holy. Neither shall ye defile yourselves with any manner of creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. For I am Yahweh that bringeth you out of the land of Egypt to be your power. Ye shall therefore be holy, for I am holy. See what he says? This is the law of the beasts and of the fowls and of every living thing that moveth in the waters and of every creature that creepeth upon the earth, to make a difference between the unclean and the clean, and between the beasts that may be eaten and the beasts that may not be eaten. Yet we have a Jake crying about chitterlings, feces filled intestines that is cleaned. Mind you, you can't completely clean feces out of intestines because of its pockets. But anyways,
Cook them.
My God, that's all that.
Man, I don't care, man. Look, y'all. I'm telling y'all. I can't even.
You eat the boo-boo.
No, I'm not, man. I can't believe you did this. I'm looking for this receipt, y'all. Look how much I paid for these chillings.
no one cares.
Looking for them chillings. You gonna throw my chillings away, y'all.
This is what we're talking about. Jake is so stiff. Jake is so wired to do evil, boy, that he can't see past what he doing. You're so stuck in Christianity and the bullshit. This is why this is why I can't wait for you to reach at this point. Like, come on. And these Christians would never adhere to the standard Isaiah 8 and 20, the law and the testimony. It's very clearly written. Isaiah 8 and 20, to the law and the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, that's because there's no light in them. Yet you go against the very word has been brought out, which proves that you have no light in you. But then expect people to say, expect people to run and defend you after. Of course, you have many people who follow after the foolishness, and they come against us for speaking the truth. Because let me get a precept. Let me show you something. Galatians 5:19. What it says? It says, now the works of the flesh are manifest, which are these: adultery, fornication. Here is it. Uncleanness. Did we just not read that eating that swine's flesh is going to make you unclean, which is a work of the flesh and not of the spirit? It goes to lasciviousness, idolatry, witchcraft, hatred, variance, emulation, wrath, strife, sedition, heresies, envyings, murders, drunkenness, revellings, and such like, of the which I tell you before, as I have also told you in time past, that they which do such things shall not inherit the kingdom of power. Because it's clearly written, even in Isaiah chapter 65, Selak. I get to the NLT as well to make it even more clear. And verse 17, I believe it's 15 to 17 to be exact, or 17. Bear with me. I'm going to read it. I believe it's 15. Bear with me. I'll get it. I know I'll get it already, so I'll get it again. It doesn't matter. What pause I'll get? the way it says this. Let me get this precept immediately, right? It says a rebellious people. It says, I am sought of them that ask not. Let me go jump a little lower now. I've spread out my hands all the day unto a rebellious people, which walketh in a way that was not good after their own thoughts, a people that provoked me to anger continually to my face, that sacrifice it in gardens, and burneth incense upon the altars of brick, which remain among the graves, and lodge in the monument, which eats swine's flesh, and brought of abominable things is in their vessel, which say, stand by thyself, and come not near to me, for I am holier than thou. These are a smoke in my nose, a fire that burneth all the day long, and burneth all the day. So, behold, it is written before me, I will not keep silent, but will recompense even the recompense in their bosom. It says your iniquity and the iniquities of your fathers together, saith Yahweh, which have burned incense upon the mountains and blasphemed me upon the hills. Therefore will I measure their former work in their bosom. Thus saith Yahweh, as the new wine is found in the cluster, and one saith, destroy it not, for a blessing is in it. So will I do for my servant's sake, that I may not destroy them all. So what angers him, which we see here, one of it is doing what? I read in verse 4. Which eats swine's flesh. Let's go to the NLT. At night they go out among the graves, worshipping the dead. They eat the flesh of pigs and make stews with other forbidden foods. Y'all think that eating swine's flesh is not going to cause you to receive judgment because you are delusional. Let's keep going. It is a precept in verse, I believe it's verses. I think it's verse 17. I didn't realize it's 66. I thought 65. So let's go up a little bit. I read this part. It says, For behold, Yahweh will come with fire and with chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury and his rebuke with the flames of fire. For by fire and by his sword will Yahweh plead with all flesh, and the slain of Yahweh shall be many. They that sanctify themselves and purify themselves in the garden behind one of the tree in the midst, eating swine's flesh and the abomination, and the mouse shall be consumed together, saith Yahweh. It says, For I know their works and their thoughts. It shall come that I will gather all nations and tongues, and they shall come and be my glory, and see my glory. So like, I get to the NLT now, where it says, verse 16, and it says, Yahweh will punish the world. This is a prophecy. By fire and by his sword, and he will judge the earth, and many will be killed by him. Let's read. Prophecy, Prophecy. Those who consecrate and purify themselves in a sacred garden with idols in the center, feasting on pork and rats and other detestable meats, abominable meats, will come to a terrible end, saith Yahweh. Prophecy, by the way, that is going to come when he's going to bring his chariots, which is the end of days, when Yahweh breaks the sky and come against these nations to save us. Prophecy. Yet, no. That prophecy doesn't matter anymore. Because the Lord has changed it for us. So if he has changed it for us, why is it in Revelations 19, he is going to come and judge and make war and take the crowns of the kings that is on the earth? It means that's going to happen the same thing. He's coming with an army, the chariots. Prophecy tells you that for eating swine's flesh, you are going to be doomed. Yet, you are saying, now we good. We can do whatever we want. The Lord has done away. We can eat swine's flesh. And the reason why I'm focused, because they literally target and saying we could eat swine's flesh and willingly go and buy it on a daily basis. But prophecy tells you are going to be destroyed for that. Now you understand the mindset of these people. They love evil. They love wickedness. And they hate the good. Even Yahweh Shemashai made it clear how you could bypass these precepts and say, now we good. It's an unclean, abominable thing. And what the scripture says, straight to the point. It says Yahweh hated all abomination. So if you are going to make yourself abominable by these actions, you are also going to be the one hated. And they that fear Yahweh love it not. Which is why we are constantly and always go against these things. Another precept. Just because. In the New Testament as well. Just because. I'm going to get a particular precept to be exact. Yeah? So bear with me. Escalation. I think it's this one self. Because imagine scripture made it clear now. Hey, watch me. As it mentioned right here. But yet, hey. Let me read from the top. It says, be ye their followers of power, as their children, and walk in love, as Hamashiach also had loved us, and had given himself for us an offering and a sacrifice to power for a sweet-smelling savour. But fornication and all, by the way, not some, all uncleanness and covetousness, let it not be once named among you as becometh saints, neither filthiness, nor foolish talking, nor jesting, which are not convenient, but rather giving of thanks. Now you see what it's going into? Now you see what it's going into, Timothy? Now you see what it's going into? Keep going. It says, for this ye know that no whoremonger, nor unclean person, nor covetous a man who is an idolater had any inheritance in the kingdom of Hamashiach and of Yahweh. Clear as day. Clear as day, by the way. Let's get another one. So uncleanness, right? Another one. Make sure. I believe there's one more thing we're going into. Okay, I guess. Right here. Even closure, make sure I remind you, mortify therefore your members which are upon the earth, fornication, uncleanness. Why are you to change it? Because it's not of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai. He says to change it. Fornication, uncleanness, inordinance, affection, evil concupiscence, and covetousness, which is idolatry. And last, let's get one more precept before we close out. But chiefly them that walk after the flesh in the lust of uncleanness, which we read in Galatians, by the way, and despise government, presumptuous are they, self-willed, they are not afraid to speak evil of dignities. So, clear as you can get again. 1 Thessalonians chapter 4 verse 7, it says, but power had not called us unto uncleanness, but unto holiness. The more you go into the scriptures, is the more it identifies one fact. Because we can even know that Yahweh Shai or the prophets ate swine's flesh. If they did not eat swine's flesh, then they wouldn't teach you that you could eat swine's flesh, by the way. So it must be corresponding to something different from what you could perceive. Which is why we have elders, we have teachers, we have apostles to break this thing down for you to understand. Yet, you want to lean onto your own understanding because you want to partake of eating swine's flesh. When somebody come against you, right, people have a precept with no understanding. So what does it mean? Verbatimly reading it without understanding. What does it mean? But I show you what prophecy said though. So let me see how this is going to work out. You all know all it wrong. And then you have this Jake here, I'm telling you, you have this Jake here so stuck in to eating unclean things and becoming unclean. You all have them so stuck in this thing. It's sad. He can't see past his chitterlings. He can't see past his 4 buckets of chitterlings, which his wife threw away because it's probably smelling stink. At this point, Jake has been doing the most vile things ever. And we see why the tutors have to be destroyed. They have to be removed. Part of that are those who also entertain Romans 1 verse 32. Who knowing the judgments of Yahweh, that they which commit such things are worthy of death, and not only do the same, but have pleasure in them that do them. Look at how this guy's crying for his chitlins, boy. What your eyes, boy.
In the trash they go, because if they gonna stink in my house, they gonna get out of here. In the dumpster they must go.
You ain't even let me get a pic. You ain't even let me get one bowl, man. Look, y'all.
This is very sad, I ain't gonna lie. But you know what? They're stuck in their ways. We know many of them are hardened in that part. As scripture says what? The elect shall receive it and the rest were blinded. The rest can't receive it. So I hope this lesson was edifying. We say Shalom Yasharala. Kal Halal Yam Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai Bahasham Rekakwadash. We give double honor to the apostles and prophets and elders of James Campbell and us great minister for the bring forth the 100% truth that I've been currently edified under. Shalom to the elect, Tabernacle of David, and I'm Brother Zariah sing to you. Shalom.